did a little upgrade. Here's the switch on the dash. You'll also notice that I added some hitch lights so that when I'm hooking up a trailer hitch, it should hopefully be a little bit easier to see at night. And it's tied to the same light system. So rather than do a step-by-step installation video like I might have done in the past, I'm just going to show you how this works. It's real simple if you have any kind of basic wiring skills or whatever. So what I did is I took these two lights and soldered them together in the middle with a longer wire that is running up hidden behind and comes out just behind here and runs into here and ties into the factory wires. So understanding this system, it's real simple. They run a constant hot to that light, the factory light, and then there's a ground wire that is switched by the switch on your dash. And all I had to do was tie into that ground, put this switch right here, and ground it on the back side, and then now I have two switches that both operate independent of each other, so you can turn on the lights here or at the dash. Now you could also put a switch here, like a pin switch or some sort of magnetic switch, or even possibly a mercury type switch that senses when the gate's opening. Any of those things, as long as they hook up to a ground and send a ground to the light there, it will turn that light on. And then these lights were real easy, just run wires to the hot and ground, and you can daisy chain as many as you want. When you're talking LEDs, you're usually not worried about drawing too much power. However, if you were going to run so many that you thought you were going to run into power problems, you could always run a separate power circuit with its own fuse. But like I said, something like this is not a big deal. So this is my fourth, I believe, setup that I've used. You know, I started out with just some real basic LED lights. They didn't work very well. I think I upgraded those. Again, wasn't real happy. Then I got a system that had long strips that ran along both sides. And the problem I had with those is they were remote controlled, color changing, you know, all sorts of fancy features, but the remote never really worked. All I did was light up kind of a blue color that wasn't real bright, and I was never real happy with that. And then over time they started degrading, and basically somewhere in the wires there was a break, and so this side wasn't even coming on at all. So I opted for these two in here plus the factory light. I'm tempted, I do have it ready to go. There's wire basically behind here that I can just pull out, solder into, run across there, and then back behind there. And then I could do at least two here, just like those. So getting this panel off, it's a bit of a nuisance. You probably need a pick and pick these out, and then some sort of like spade tool that will pop them out. There's a whole bunch. I don't remember the exact count, but I mean basically you see there's three right there that are visible. There are some that are behind these pieces. These pieces come out similarly. You got to pop that up. There's one there. There's one underneath there. Then that long panel there, it just pops off. It's just got spring clips basically going straight up. So you just pull it down and it'll come off, and that will expose the entirety of this. You probably need to at least move the rubber mat out of the way, if not totally take it out. And then these are 15 millimeter bolts and there's 4 of them, 2 there, and then 2 all the way in. When you remove the bolt, they come out, there's like a metal flap that goes straight down this way, so just kind of pull up and out and they will come out. And then after that, this plastic is not really attached to anything, so if you've got all those little pop plastic thingies out and the 4 metal handles out, then it will slide out. You may have to wrestle it a little bit, but it's the exact same thing on that side. So those are the little clips, and that's what it looks like when you pull it away. So you have plenty of access behind there to fish wires, and you get those little channels that you can do the little painter's tape trick to hold them in place. So I've got 1 wire to run all the way across there, another wire to run from location 1 to location 2. Run it in this stuff to protect it. I'm gonna do my best impersonation of a damn engineer designing this. You know, I think we could put maybe 4 or 6 screws and hold that trim on.
No. We need to put like 20 plastic tabs on it that don't really work very well, and they break easy, and they're hard to put in and stuff, and they're really hard to remove. That's so much better.
And seriously, all right, I am done. And you got to miss all the swear words. There was a lot, trust me. These little plastic tab thingies. These right here. In fact, I have one left over somewhere. I got to figure out where it goes. Oh my God, I mean, since the heads on them are kind of soft and rubbery, real difficult to pry out. Try to get a pick under one of these little tabs and pull up, and the whole lip kind of bends. And then sometimes once you get it a little ways, and it shoots out and disappears. And then these things are so shallow that if you don't have that wall pressed up really firmly, then once you pop in the little, call it rivet in the middle, the whole thing will just shoot out. So anyway, but it's done, and it lights up in there now. And so I have dual controls. I can turn it on here, or the factory switch on the dash. That one right there, for those of you who weren't familiar, that one turns on the, we'll call them bed lights. That one's your fog lights. Overall, I'm much happier with this setup, and we'll see how well these hold up. I've put these exact bulbs on other projects, and I have yet to have any of them fail, so I'm confident that they'll last a long time. I'll put links, as always, in the video description to all of the components that I've used in case you want to get your own. And as always, appreciate a thumbs up. I'll see you in the next video.